It says, submit to one another out of reverence for Christ. Now, I know that word submit is harsh for a lot of people to hear, especially in today's culture, right? Submit to one another. Listen to me. He's talking about both sides of this party here, both sides of this marriage. Each one has to submit to the other, has to reverence the other, has to have that healthy fear in their hearts of not disappointing. I don't ever want to see that look in my wife's eyes. And she has the same heart towards me now that she never wants to let me down or disappoint me, right? So watch this. If you look at it in that context, it's not one over the other. It's both having such respect, such honor, such dignity for each other that they only raise each other up. Wives, submit yourselves to your own husbands as you do to the Lord. As you fear him, fear the same way. Not that harsh you're going to be in trouble, like he's going to crack a whip over you, but that you never want to let him down. That you want to step up and be the fullness of what you are created to be and what you can be because you respect him that much. Feel me? For the husband is the head of the wife, as Christ is the head of the church, his body, of which he is the Savior. Now, as the church submits to Christ, so also wives should submit to their husbands in everything. Husbands, don't get it twisted, husbands. You ain't just with a whip and cracking on your wife, right? Do this, do that, and the other. Submit, woman. It ain't like that. It is out of reverence. It is out of respect. It is out of love. I'm talking real love, sacrificial love, right? And it's the honor to be the head of the household. It's a great responsibility, and there's a lot of weight that comes with that. Even more so, you should not want to see disappointment in your spouse's eyes. You should take it that much more seriously because she looks to you, and you can now look to her, and you can see satisfaction and respect and a glow in those eyes that's full of love towards you. Watch. Husbands, love your wives, just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her to make her holy, cleansing her by the washing with water through the word, and to present her to himself as a radiant church without stain or wrinkle or any other blemish, but holy and blameless. In the same way, husbands, husbands ought to love their wives as their own bodies. He who loves his wife loves himself. Okay, I'm going to stop it right there. No, I'm not. After all, no one ever hated their own body, but they feed and care for their body, just as Christ does the church. For we are members of his body. For this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and the two will become one flesh. This is a profound mystery, but I'm talking about Christ and the church. However, each one of you must love his wife as he loves himself, and the wife must respect her husband. Like he's saying, do you want a good relationship? Fear one another. Not the fear like you scared of one another, fear letting the other one down. It keeps you on your toes and lets you rise to a better man, to a better woman, and allows you to be a better husband. Why? So when you walk through that door at night, you ain't scared of seeing that shame, that disappointment, that woman that is just heartbroken because of what you did, how you acted, what you said, who you running with, how you being a fool with it. She don't have shame in her eyes, but when you walk through the door, let me tell you, when you walk through the door, especially after 17 years of marriage, and she's thinking in her eyes and you see it, that's the man right there. That's my baby right there. He held himself accordingly today. He respected me today. And when she walks through and you get to see the same thing coming through the door, and you can hold the same view towards her, you're talking about a marriage that is on point. And she's saying that's how you do it. That's how you do it. Submit to one another. Have reverence for one another. Have that healthy fear, just like you're going to have with Christ in you. Ooh. And now we're getting into this, because how you hold your woman is going to be a reflection of how you hold your Savior. That's big. That's big. Let me step back, rewind that a little bit. How you hold yourself for your spouse is going to be a direct correlation of how you hold yourself to your Savior. Why? Because perfect love tells us this. You cannot love God whom you have not seen if you don't love your brother who you do see. How much more so your spouse? If you are not willing, as the writer of Ephesians tells us, to give your life for her as Christ did the church, what you playing around with? Because if you're willing to give your life for this woman, you are willing to give your time for her. You are willing to give your ego, your pride, your everything.